Alright, boys, girls, who the fuck listens to this? I don't know if a soul watches this dumb shit. But another week in the books of the NFL, so therefore we're going to preview week 7. Hot and ready. Bengals, Browns, what a way to start off. The Battle of Ohio again. Both coming off of losses. I don't know which one is more tragic. Choking away a 21 point lead. Granted, it was early in the game, and the Colts had the whole game to come back, and the Bengals, or the Browns, who got their ass whooped by my Steelers. Funny, funny shit. Baker looking rough, to say the least. I wouldn't give up on him just yet, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Steelers fan, and I just want to keep beating him. But I mean, Keenum is not that much better, if I mean not at all. I mean, he's like a lesser talented version of Baker. They're they have the same. They play the same style, low key, but or they should be. Uh, I really want to pick Cincy here, but I feel like Cleveland might be more motivated off of that loss to rebound. And then that line you just can't trust, man. It's gonna be rough. So I'm just gonna keep play it safe for this one and pick Cleveland to win. Yeah, because I feel like the Bengals have way more holes. They might compete more, but it's just the talent's just not there in certain areas that need to be there for them to compete consistently. Next, we got Buffalo and the Jets. The Jets, I mean, getting shut out by the Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins are 500 and they're a hard fought team. They compete every week. They're not a terrible team, but they're not like this great team that you should be getting shut out by. But the Jets are one of the worst teams in recent memory. And the Bills, this is a great pick me up win from that tough loss to Kansas City, reigning. Josh Allen needs to do better, and he will do better. This is a great game to get back up from. It's damn near bye week. You're playing a fucking college team right here. But yeah, the Jets are terrible, and they're going to keep Gase people because they don't want to win. So they're going to continue to lose and keep him and Greg Williams there. So therefore, they can continue to be shit. So, of course, after me saying that, they'll probably lose next week. But yeah, not Philly. Dear God, no. We're the superior team in Pennsylvania. How dare I? Um, Pittsburgh, Tennessee. We're finally going to play this game in Tennessee. This is probably the toughest game to pick. I could see it going either way, really. Uh, we snuck by a couple of teams, and so have the Titans. Really, their defense hasn't been that good, but their rushing is impeccable. With Henry, he's just been beast and feast, and Tannehill's been playing great as well. He's one of the better quarterbacks, at least production-wise, this year. Both should be MVP candidates, but at least right now. Our defense is pretty solid against the Browns. I think we're going to be up for this game. I don't know. It's going to be very tough. And again, I don't want to keep picking us to win every single game because I don't want to look like a homer. I don't know. The Titans have been sneaking by wins just as much as we do. So just for that, I'm going to pick us to win. I could definitely see us losing. But for right now, I just think that, it's strength on strength. They're rushing defense and they're rushing. So then if we make Tannehill try to pass, I feel like he can get it off against our defense. I mean, we stepped up greatly last week. Our pass defense was great. So can we be that consistent? A.J. Brown's beastin'. Corey Davis is out. So, I mean, Humphreys, he can be the slot guy to get about 10 receptions against us. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And if Jonnu Smith's playing, he's questionable. It's going to be a great game, though, I think. One of the better games of the year so far. But I got us sneaking by. Trust me, once we face Baltimore and all the, if we have tougher matchups, I'll have us lose. Don't worry, we're not going undefeated. But for right now, this is just how I see it going. KC and Denver. Chiefs coming off an impressive win, I guess we can say, against the Buffalo Bills. Mahomes getting back in action. I told you guys I just don't see the Chiefs ever losing multiple games in a row. They fixed some things, I guess, defensively. You can, rain might have a factor into it. Denver coming off of a hilarious win against New England. Fuck, I'm always funny to see them lose, but it was just a bunch of field goals. Drew Lock came back, looks terrible. That's my guy, but he didn't look good. A couple great passes here and there. I see, he does, but forcing the ball sometimes just unnecessary. He's Baby Cutler. I mean, this is what you're gonna see from him. You're gonna see great throws and then what the fucks throughout his career, unless he really works on cleaning it up. If everyone on Denver's team was healthy, I can definitely see this being an upset. But since, you got Patrick, who's been playing good this year, Tim Patrick, is your top receiver, and then the defense is a little shaky. Running game, Gordon might have strep throat still, or whatever fuck injury he has, just to cover up his DUI thing. Yeah, Kansas City's one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL still, so I got them. LA and Jacksonville. Jacksonville coming off of I don't know what happened to my fucking voice there, but a sound defeat to the Detroit Lions. Nothing was clicking for them. Either way, in the Chargers are coming off a bye. I think Herbert's finally going to get a fucking win. And they'll continue to roll to mediocrity for the Chargers. And the Jags, they are going to fight for that first pick to get Trevor Lawrence. Because Minshew ain't it. I ain't playing tag, but he ain't it. Houston, Green Bay. Houston coming off a sad, pathetic loss to the Titans. They should have won that game. I mean, you don't need... I mean, I get the analytics. I love how this has now become the big thing, even though it should have been for years, or we should have just ignored these nerds, but about how these analytics still don't help us or help the team really win. It's just all ifs, ands, and buts and whatnots. So yeah, they should have won that game. The defense is sloppy. They just need to clean up on everything. I don't know what's wrong with these teams. But Green Bay looking quite a poo-poo against the Buccaneers. Aaron Rodgers phoned it in about the second quarter. He said, fuck it, I'm about to go on vacation or some shit. I don't know what the fuck was happening. Nothing was clicking on offense. And the defense was non-existent. I don't know, man. I mean, Green Bay is not as unbeatable as people might have thought. And Houston is just, it's head shaking. What's wrong with these teams? I don't know. I really want to pick Houston on this upset, but I just don't trust that organization at all. So I'm going to be safe and pick Green Bay. But I could see it happening. Deshaun is just that good. I don't want to doubt him in any game, but I don't know, man. Just that. Don't know. San Fran. New England. San Fran. Coming off a, I guess, shocking loss or win against the Rams. I didn't really expect them winning. But Garoppolo did what he had to do, in the system he is. He's very limited. I think the more and more we watch him play, the more we see how limited of a quarterback he is. And, he's never going to be that guy that throws the elite ball and, can just scramble and do magic on his own. It's like he needs to be in a system that covers up his weaknesses and that has a good set game plan, like a Josh McDaniels, like a Kyle Shanahan, about you need to do this. We're going to get you on some rollouts, some bootlegs, have a good running game, a good defense. They're not going to be terrible as I thought last week about how they might be tanking and shit. So you could definitely tell that they're competing. New England, though, I feel like Bill, off of that weird lot, you lost to a bunch of field goals. I mean, that's just sad. It's fucking hilarious. But they need to do more with Cam. They need more people, I guess. Maybe try to get one of these receivers out here. I don't know, because these dudes aren't cutting it. And N'Keal Harry, I don't think they still don't really know how to use him. properly in his skill sets, which is weird to me. But McDaniels and them really has never, ever known how to use receivers right, except for like Randy Moss, and then when McDaniels was in Denver, Brandon Marshall. It's weird how they don't value receivers unless they're a slot guy. But random, weird. I kind of going off the rails, but I got New England winning this game. Sunday night game. This should be very, very interesting, boys. Las Vegas Raiders coming off a bye, and those Tampa Bay Buccaneers we just talked about convincingly beating Green Bay. That defense, man, solid. I feel like they're legit. They have the best linebacking core in the NFL, especially after my boy Devin White, RIP, got hurt and tore his ACL for the whole year. So, man, when you got Levante David, Devin White, Shaq Barrett, and JPP as a like edge rusher, I mean, they have him standing up, but him and Barrett are like the edge rushers, so they run a 4-3 as well, like us. But or 3-4, I guess, yeah, 3 linemen, 4 linebackers. But yeah, entertaining to see. Their secondary is improving every week. Yeah, Brady does just enough to win. He'll get you a couple good 2 or 3 great throws a game, and then just be dink and dunker as he always is. Ronald Jones went off, my boy. Like seeing him succeed because I thought he had a bunch of talent coming out of college. And I had him on fantasy this week. But, yeah, so it helped out to a double. It was the wins all around. Raiders, competitive all year, beat the Chiefs. I mean, come on. You beat the Chiefs, you're on a bye week to potentially beat Tampa Bay. It's going to be a great game, I hope. On paper, it should be. But I don't trust the Raiders' defense. And Brady and Arians, I think they can cook up something to beat them. Gonna be close. I can see it go either way, but I'm gonna just pick Tampa Bay just to be safe. The Thursday night game. This should be shown to prisoners and anyone who has committed devilish acts. This game is gonna be terrible. Philly and Giants. Giants coming off their first win that I predicted, beating the Washington football team. And the Eagles coming off a comeback loss to the Ravens. You could see they competed. They still have the talent. The Giants, they just got lucky beating a pitiful Washington team with Kyle Allen. I got Philly winning this one. Not going to talk about that one too much. Detroit, Atlanta. Hot Atlanta getting their first win. So I was 2 for 2 on these defeated teams getting their first wins of the season. Detroit, like I said, convincingly beating the Jaguars. They are the Jags, though. Their defense is still not that good, I don't think. But their offense is. This should be a shootout. I hope just for entertainment value, it should be a 30-40 game. You know, I've picked Atlanta to win every single game in all these rankings. Why stop now? Guys, this is going to be a running joke. I'm just going to pick Atlanta to win every game ever this year. No, but I really think that they can and should be able to beat this Detroit team. They look inspired against Minnesota. Matt Ryan's going to do what Matt Ryan does, what Ridley and Julio. And the defense got 3 picks on fucking Kirk Cousins. Now, that could be just Kirk Cousins being Kirk Cousins, but something might be gelling in Atlanta to at least get a couple more wins this year. They're not the worst team in the league, and they're not going to end that way. So I have Atlanta beating Detroit, because why the fuck not? Dallas and Washington football team. Dallas got their ass embarrassed by Kyler Murray, who only had to complete 9 passes, but still got 2 touchdowns, 3 in total with the rushing one as well. Hilarious shit whenever Dallas loses. Zeke does not give a fuck. I mean, if you guys are watching him, he's not even running. He's like halfway jogging most of the time. And that's how he's getting fumbled and shit. Dalton looks gross. The defense is terrible. That being said, they're playing Washington. If Andy Dalton can't beat them, there's a serious issue. Washington is, again, pitiful. They have a good defense. Dallas's offense is too good on paper for them to shit the bed against Washington, so we'll have them win that one. Carolina, New Orleans. Carolina losing to Bears in a very boring, ugly game. Not much offense on either side. Defense, I mean, they're playing the Bears, so I guess you can't be too excited over that. New Orleans off a bye. I think they can scheme up a win here. They're the better team. They should be able to beat them. Seattle, Arizona. Seattle also coming off a bye, so that should be interessante. Arizona looking pretty good on all aspects. Defense really showed up. Chandler Jones, Buda Baker, Patrick Peterson. I mean, they got guys on defense. They're getting it together. Isaiah Simmons, if he wants to show up to the party, that'd be great for them. Seattle, their defense is still fluky. It's Russell Wilson or bust. I think Russell Wilson's capable of beating Arizona's own, but I got the upset, folks. This is the upset of the week. I got Arizona. It's a home game. I had them splitting in my, as I tell you guys, my mysterious now Herald preseason predictions where I predicted every game. I had them splitting this series because it's a rivalry game and you see each other twice and all that shit. So why not? Fuck it. Kyler Murray beating Russell Wilson. And in the Monday night game, as you see all the teams on a bye here, Colts, Dolphins, Ravens, Vikes, we got the Chicago Bears, who are somehow 5-1. They might be the worst 5-1 team in NFL history. It's just all the defense and Foles just being somewhat more competent than Trubisky, how they're winning these games. Hell, even Trubisky won a couple games. But, yeah, they're somehow still winning games, and they're going to face a Rams team who looked uninspired, really. They just looked slow, and like they forgot they had to play a game against the 49ers. I think this is a game that they can bounce back on, though. I mean, the Bears team is not this good. The defense is great, sure, but it's not it's not the 85 Bears, all right? You can still move the ball on them, and the Rams defense should be better than should be able to stop the Bears offense. So I got the Rams winning this contest. Let's flip the shit back, folks. This has been your boy King Kaleb here. Week 7. Signing the fuck out.